Today we're diving into the history of Gondor by looking at the question, who was the last King of Gondor before Aragorn?
Build me an army worthy of Mordor.
If you've ever been curious about the ancient line of kings that ruled Gondor, or wondered what happened before the return of the king, today you are in the right place. From The Lord of the Rings, we know well that Aragorn reclaims the throne after a long time of Stewards. So in this video we'll explore the history of Gondor's monarchy, delve into the life of its last king Eärnur, and understand the transition to the role of the Stewards. So sit back, relax, and let's journey into the rich history of Gondor. To understand the significance of Gondor's last king, we need to go back to the beginning. Gondor was founded by Elendil and his sons Isildur and Anarion after the downfall of Númenor, along with Eärnur as well. This new kingdom was established in the lands of Middle-earth, south of the Misty Mountains in 3320 of the Second Age. Elendil and his sons brought with them the grandeur and legacy of Númenor, creating kingdoms that would stand as strongholds against the forces of darkness. The line of kings, starting with Elendil, was crucial in maintaining the strength and stability of Gondor. Elendil himself was a towering figure, not just in stature, but in legacy as a leader who united the realms of the Dunedain. After Elendil's death in the Battle of Dagorlad with the Last Alliance, his sons Isildur and Anarion ruled jointly. However, Isildur's tragic end and Anarion's earlier death in battle left the kingdom to Anarion's son, Elendil, this being from the year 2 of the Third Age up until the year 158. From there, the line of kings continued through Anarion's descendants. As centuries passed, Gondor faced numerous challenges. Wars tested the kingdom's resilience, and additionally, the Great Plague of 1636 of the Third Age decimated the population, including many of the noble lineage, weakening the kingdom's defences as well as its administrative structure. Now that we have a solid understanding of how the line of Gondor's kings started, let us focus on the last king before Aragorn, Eärnur. He was born in the year 1928 of the Third Age, being the son of King Eärnur II, who ruled Gondor during a critical period of its history. Eärnur II was, of course, a capable king, known for his victory over the Witch King of Angmar at the Battle of Fornost, a decisive battle that ended the threat of Angmar in the north. Eärnur inherited his father's fighting ability and was renowned for his skills in battle. He was described as a man of great strength and courage, though also noted for his pride and hot temper. Eärnur was more into fighting and the exercise of arms than ruling, which is both his strength and his downfall. During the Angmar War, the ancient realm of Arnor was under siege by the Witch King of Angmar. King Eärnur couldn't send troops initially due to troubles of his own, but when the situation became dire, he dispatched Eärnur to aid the north. Eärnur led a massive fleet north to help the beleaguered kingdom of Arnor. His fleet was so large it filled the harbours of Mithlond, Harlond and Forlond. Despite his efforts, he arrived too late to save Arthedain and its last king, Arvedui. But his arrival was still a turning point. Teaming up with Círdan the Shipwright and Glorfindel, Eärnur cleansed the lands of Angmar's forces, leading to the epic Battle of Fornost. At Fornost, Eärnur faced the Witch King himself. The Witch King, a terrifying Nazgul with dark powers, caused Eärnur's horse to bolt during the battle. The Witch King mocked him for this. This moment of humiliation left a lasting mark on Eärnur, and he vowed to never be made a fool of again. Despite this, the combined forces of Gondor, the elves, and the remaining men of Arnor won the day. Glorfindel famously told Eärnur at this time, "Do not pursue the Witch King," prophesying that, "Far off yet is his doom, and not by the hand of man will he fall." Wise words that Eärnur in his pride really struggled to accept. And of course we know as well, Glorfindel's words did come true in one way or another. Eärnur ascended to the throne in 2043 of the Third Age after his father's death. As king, he was more a warrior than a ruler, retaining his prowess and skill in battle. However, his pride remained his Achilles heel. Gondor was still facing external threats, particularly from the forces of Mordor. His early reign was marked by efforts to fortify Gondor's defences and maintain its military readiness. One of the defining aspects of Eärnur's reign was his rivalry with the Witch King of Angmar. This hostility began even before Eärnur became king during that Battle of Fornos, as we've mentioned. And as the Witch King had escaped, it led to a lasting grudge. After the coronation, the Witch King, who was now ruling from Minas Morgul, sent repeated challenges to Eärnur, mocking him, calling him a coward. These challenges were more than just mere taunts. They were psychological warfare, intended to manipulate Eärnur's pride and his impulsiveness. Eärnur's advisors, particularly Mardil Voronwë, the Steward of Gondor at the time, urged caution, reminding Eärnur of the danger posed by the Witch King and the strategic importance of not falling into a trap. Mardil was a wise and loyal advisor, known for his prudence and dedication to Gondor. Originally, the Steward's role was to assist the king in ruling the kingdom, managing its day-to-day affairs and leading its military forces in times of war. You can see when described like this, when Aragorn became king, he chose someone like Faramir to take up this role for him. And then, for a time, Eärnur heeded their counsel, focusing on strengthening Gondor's defences and maintaining its borders. However, in 2050 of the Third Age, the Witch King issued now another challenge, this time accompanied by insults that Eärnur could not ignore. Despite the protests of his advisors and the dire warnings, Eärnur rode out to Minas Morgul with a small company of knights. His decision was driven by a combination of pride, a sense of honour, and a desire to prove himself against his greatest adversary. Eärnur's decision to confront the Witch King directly led to his mysterious disappearance. He entered the gates of Minas Morgul, but was never seen again. No definitive account of his fate exists, and the Witch King's taunts ceased, leaving Gondor without a king. Some say he was captured and tortured, others believed he was killed in combat, but the truth remains unknown. It is safe to say Eärnur's disappearance marked the end of the line of kings in Gondor. His inability to leave an heir and the circumstances of his disappearance plunged the kingdom into uncertainty. With no clear successor, the role of Gondor passed to the Stewards, beginning with Mardil Voronwë, who took up that mantle of ruling in the absence of the king. Eärnur's legacy is a complex one. He was undoubtedly a brave and skilled warrior, but his pride and inability to resist the Witch King's provocations led to his downfall. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of pride and the importance of keeping wise counsel. And so, with the disappearance of Eärnur, Gondor faced that significant turning point, lacking a direct heir to the throne. This marked the end of the line of kings, beginning with Elendil and the start of the rule of the Stewards. As we said, Mardil Voronwë, Eärnur's steward, was the one who became the first ruling steward of Gondor. He was known for his wisdom and loyalty. Mardil governed Gondor during this uncertain period. The stewards ruled Gondor diligently, maintaining stability and preserving the kingdom for the rightful king for nearly 1,000 years in the end. During their rule, Gondor faced ongoing threats from Mordor and other adversaries. The stewards organised the kingdom's defences, constructing key fortifications like the Ramas Ekor, being the Great Wall outside of Minas Tirith, and maintaining the beacon system linking Gondor with Rohan, which of course came into great effect later. Despite their efforts, Gondor's decline continued though. The longing for a true king was deeply felt, particularly by Denethor II, the last ruling steward. His use of the Palantir and struggle against Sauron's influence really complicated Gondor's plight. The prophecy of the return of the king was then fulfilled with Aragorn, a descendant of Isildur. His return united Gondor and Arnor, restoring the line of kings and bringing renewed strength to the kingdom. Eärnur's disappearance, though tragic, set the stage for the resilience and dedication of the Stewards, paving the way for Aragorn's coronation and a new age of peace and prosperity for Gondor and its allies. So there we have it. Eärnur's reign was marked by valour and pride, but it ended in mystery and tragedy. His disappearance signalled the end of the line of kings and the beginning of the stewardship, a period of dedicated governance that preserved the kingdom in the face of ongoing threats. The stewards played their crucial role in maintaining Gondor's stability during these turbulent times, but Aragorn's arrival and subsequent coronation as King Elessar fulfilled the long-held prophecy and brought a new era of hope and prosperity. Eärnur's legacy, though shadowed by his mysterious fate, ultimately paved the way for his renewal. His bravery and the subsequent resilience of the stewards are testaments to the spirit of Gondor and its people. So, at the end of the day, it is clear that Eärnur's story is not just about the end of a line of kings, but about the resilience and perseverance that kept Gondor's hope alive, leading in the end to its ultimate restoration and glory under Aragorn. And I would also like to take a moment at the end of this video today to give you a quick update on The Guard, the short film that we are creating. Everything is going amazing. We have just shot block 2 and the rest of it should hopefully be shot soon too. As always, it is all the money from our Patreon that is funding this. In essence, it is a no budget production if you consider the large scale of film, but every pound that you give is a massive help to create an incredible story. I'm putting a couple of shots on screen now and some behind the scenes clips to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So if you would like to help support it a little bit more to help push us over the line, then please check out our Patreon. Every little bit really helps. And with that now, it is time for my question of the day, which is, what do you think happened that day that Eärnur walked through the gates of Minas Morgul? Let me know your thoughts and theories on this in the comment section down below. And now it is time to give a massive thank you to our patrons who continue to support the channel. You are all amazing. And if you have reached the very end of this video with me today and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It would massively help us out. And why not drop a like on the video as well? And with that, all I can say is, thank you for spending just some of your time with me today, and I will see you next time on The Broken Sword. And also guys, just at the very end here, we are attempting to relaunch the Tabletop Alliance channel, which if you didn't know, this is the channel where we play several tabletop games like the Middle-earth strategy battle game. And we are coming back to it after Games Workshop have just announced a new Eärnur model for the game, which ties in nicely to this video today. So please go over and check that out if you would like to see some MESBG content. We hope to see you there.